Good morning, traders. It is February 6th, Thursday morning. We are hour and a half into trading. Let's see what the market's doing here. We've got this big market run up, pullback on the coronavirus, support once, support twice, never got a third dip. Each one of these times the market was inching its way down, slowly, little pops every step of the way, telling us that the bid was still there and that the market was discounting this as a temporary event. We had the PBOC injected $500 billion worth of liquidity into the banking system to avert any kind of credit issues. The market loved that. We learned overnight that the Chinese are going to be pulling back on U.S. tariffs for $75 billion worth of goods. They're going to be cutting that in half, so that's in line with the Phase 1 trade agreement. Markets should like that. And we've had a number of good economic releases this week. ISM Manufacturing Monday was great. ISM Services yesterday, 55.5, excellent reading. ADP, 5-year high in the private sector in terms of employment payrolls. They grew 291,000 in the month of January. Super strong number, bodes well for the unemployment report tomorrow. You can see how we broke out to a new all-time high yesterday. Big gaps higher. Each one of these gaps, the market was able to hold its gains. That's a bullish hammer right there. We got another bullish hammer today. It's going to take a while. This is a 5-minute chart of the S&P 500. Long tails above body right on the open. When I saw this candle, that was a sign that we needed to hold off. We needed to hold off longer. We got another long red candle closing on its low, and then we get a bullish hammer. Still, after this selling, I can't get too excited about it. Another tail underbody, another tail forming. This is when I bought SPY calls in the chat room, and I bought the SPY February 14, 330 calls, and I bought them for $4.75. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the chat room right now. So just want to make sure that everybody is on board here. Long Twitter, bought Twitter out of the gate, really nice. I also bought, I bought eBay. That was a nice one. TWLO, I lost just a tiny bit of money on that one. So I'm looking for that purchase right here on the SPY calls, and there's the sale right there at 525, and I'll show you how that trade set up. And I'm looking for that purchase at 475 in here. There we go, bought at 475. Check these timestamps, that's 23 minutes after the open. Now I'll show you why I liked it, and also hopefully you're able to see the Twitter and eBay purchases in there also. And then I'll show you what's setting up for today. So anyway, here's how that SPY trade set up. You can see here that the S&P 500 pulls back to the support level. One tail underbody, two tails underbody, and now we're starting to get a crossover, a bullish cross on the 10P indicator. So bought calls here, tail above body, near all-time high, resistance here, take your profits, and we get an instant pullback. Now we're seeing tails underbody here. What does all this mean? Long candles, back and forth, long tails today. Choppy. That means there's two-sided order flow. There are buyers and sellers at this level, so we need to let this play out. I believe that over time the bid will strengthen and that buyers will win. We're at a new all-time high. So that's what I'll be looking for today. We need to let this settle down, but ultimately I am looking to be a buyer today. So how will we know? Well, we've got a downward sloping trend line right now. We want to come back down here. We want to see these long tails under body. I'll be looking for this 10P indicator to drop off and to have a small bullish cross in here. And once I see that, then I'll know it's time to buy. We also have an alert line that we can drop right here on the tops. And if that downward sloping trend line extends here, we test this low, long tail. We break out above that downward sloping trend line, get the 10P cross. Those are things that I'm going to be looking for. So that's what you want to keep an eye on today. Now, let's go into a daily chart, and I'll show you some stocks that I like. I've been thinking about what it is that I can provide during these daily videos that's really going to help you. For day traders, I've just shown you how I'm going to be trading the S&P 500 during the course of the day. I'm also going to be looking for strong stocks. Some of you are swing traders that watch this video, so I don't want to load you up with a lot of things that did happen. I really want to focus in on one or two stocks that I think will be good today and that will also be good for a few days. So I did a swing trading video yesterday where I highlighted some bullish put spreads, and I saw a couple of stocks that really look good. J&J was one of them. You can see how the stock didn't even flinch during the market pullback, the coronavirus. I think this is one that can continue to go higher. Google is one that I'm long today. So I think that's another one that you can trade on a swing basis. Why do I like it? Earnings after the close there. You can see how the stock pulled back, long tail under body, long tail under body. Now we've got a open on its low. It's on its high. I think Google's going to continue to move higher. We've got really nice support in here. I just sold a Google 1460 put that expires February 7th. And I bought the 1457 put that expires tomorrow. And I did that spread for a 55-cent credit. And so that's got a 2.5 point spread between the strike prices, and I brought in 55 cents. If that stock stays above 1460 for the next day, which I've got about 10 points worth of cushion on it, and I actually think that Google's going to continue to push higher, but if Google stays above 1460, I'm going to make about 25% in the course of a day and a half on that spread. That is a bullish put spread. It's a great way to day trade options. It's a great way to swing trade options. In this market right now, you want to find strong stocks that have reported earnings and that have rallied after the news, and you want to sell those bullish put spreads below that technical support. Twitter came out today. Really big rally in that stock. You can see how it's moving higher, but this is more of a day trade. I wouldn't initially come out and be selling bullish put spreads on it. I would want to see a little bit of a pullback. We want to see the halfway point of this long green candle hold, but I think you can easily sell bullish put spreads at that 36.50 strike price right below the 200-day moving average. So you need a little bit of retracement, which usually on these long green candles like this, the stock is going to run up and it'll try and pull back a little bit in the next day or two. This is one that you want to watch. How did I find all these bullish put spread candidates anyway for my swing trading? Well, I went right into strong after earnings search. You can see it here in the left column. And on a day like today, you can just glance through these lists and know which stocks you're familiar with. For instance, Microsoft. Everybody knows Microsoft. That's got to have liquid options. It's strong after earnings. So let's see what Microsoft is doing. Stock is up. You can see how it broke out here. It is strong relative to the market. It is powering higher. So on something like this, I'd probably use the 177.50 bullish put spread, and I would stay very short term with it. I would not go out more than a week and a half or so and try and take advantage of that accelerated time premium decay. So I can go on a D1. Oh my God, there's a bullish explosion alert while I'm doing this. I did a video on this yesterday. Okay, wouldn't touch this one. I would not touch this one. If I were in the chat room, I'd tell them not to touch this one. What we want to see is a long candle like this, but we want to see it extending above horizontal resistance. So let's put it up. This just came up, so that's why you're getting the spike, because we've got a big volume spike and we've got a big underlying move in the stock. But here's a stock that worked yesterday. Oh man, did we make a killing on this. BIIB, we get a bullish explosion alert, just like the one you just saw, right in the bottom of the screen. Green pop-up. You cannot miss it, and I don't want you to miss it. As soon as you see that with a long green candle closing on its high and on a stock that you recognize, meaning it's probably a mid-cap or a large cap, these large moves on stocks like that on massive volume don't happen very often. And when they do, it means there's huge news that's pending. It's just starting to come out. We're already picking it up in the volume and the price action. That gives us a chance to jump on it. BIIB, I made $24 in 15 minutes on this. That pays for Option Stalker for a year right there on a couple of hundred shares. It wasn't just BIIB. We had eBay a couple days ago, which incidentally I traded this morning also. Bought eBay right out of the gate on these long two green candles closing on their high. Got in here, took my profits up in here. Really nice trade. Let's go back on eBay. Another explosion alert. Look at this. Came out in the middle of the day. Boom, we saw it right away. I got in on eBay, made $2 on that. That's on a $35 stock. Big gains. So these explosion alerts are great. And if you're looking at Option Stalker, let me tell you, I've got the data. I've been mining it for almost 7 years now. I can tell you when a stock has unusual volume in the last 5 minutes of trading. I know what the average volume is for every 5-minute increment, and I have alerts for it. And we're able to use the custom search engine to find these volume spikes on a 5-minute basis, a 15-minute basis. If you're a day trader, huge edge. So anyway, enough about that, but let's take a quick look at eBay. I do also like eBay. For those of you who are swing traders, there was a potential takeover. Look at that 200-day moving average right there. That 37.50 strike price is ripe. It's right on that 200-day moving average. The ICE, Intercontinental Exchange, is considering a bid for eBay. They've already had talks. They confirmed this. I don't see the stock really pulling back. We're already above this gap in here. That's support. The 200-day moving average is support. So look at selling that 37.50 put, buying a 37 put. You might have to go out to Feb 21. If you can get a dime for that, that's the kind of spread that I like to do. So SPY getting all sorts of alerts. Let's take a look at it. It's starting to get above this downward sloping trend line. You know, the one that I just drew. We use alert lines all the time. That's how I know when something's happening and I need to be aware of it. So you can see how the S&P 500 is starting to move higher in here. It's trying to get through this downward sloping trend line. Will it get through? I don't think so. Pretty heavy selling pressure. It's going to take a couple of attempts. In the process, we'll see an upward sloping trend line if we connect the lows, and it'll creep higher until finally it breaks through. But on the first attempt, probably not. I would be looking to buy down on this line right here, and that's your alert line that you would draw on support. So I'm sorry about that. I picked the wrong candle. So I'm going to delete that line, and we're going to redraw it the right way. So I would be looking at an alert line, something along that magnitude right there. So if it pulls back, I want to know about it, because then I'm going to be watching for an entry point and some long tails under body. So at this juncture, I'm still waiting to get long on it. I want to see what it does up here. If I start seeing some long tails above body again, I'll know the resistance is still there. I'll wait for that next dip, and then I'll be a buyer. Eventually, I think we're going to break out today. We got a new all-time high. We've got all the things working for the market right now. Very little uncertainty. I like Google. So for you swing traders, I think you can get long Google, trade some options on it, buy some call spreads on it. You can do a call debit spread, or you can sell, like I did, out of the money bullish put spreads. One more look at Google. I think that's a stock you want to be long today. Yep, it's doing what it's supposed to. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Turn on your notifications. I post these videos all the time. When you do that, you're going to make sure to get all the notifications. You'll never miss a trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.